I have a puppy right here, and then I kill the puppy, they're gonna see, wait, that's not God. This guy's crazy. I'm gonna be like a crazy person.
So this is Derek. Seems like a great guy, says some crazy shit. And I am a talking snake after all. So Derek, this one's for you, buddy.
Go back to the Fire Nation!
Conscience. If I have a puppy right here, and then I kill the puppy. And this is a video for atheists, and I hope that you guys would share it with atheists.
No, thank you for sharing with me. I am actually super fucking jazzed to hear what you have to say to me.
So basically there is a group called the Freedom from Religion Foundation.
Oh, your God, run and hide and close your eyes. It's the FFRF.
And they have been very successful in convincing institutions and schools to not teach intelligent design. And when authorities stand up to them, they usually sue in court and then they win. So they've been very successful.
Wait a second. Aren't you Stan's little friend?
Shit.
Haven't you heard of the first clause of the Bill of Rights?
Therefore, in our institutions, it is overwhelmingly filled with people who are atheists, because people that are believers are not going to work there.
So when you fell out of the idiot tree, did you hit every limb on the way down?
Aren't going to fit in there. They might as well go to like a Christian school. And so
amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
And so basically we have an overwhelming viewpoint, one viewpoint, being taught to us through school.
No, dude, we just don't want your specific brand of religion taught in our schools, especially in our science and math classes. You know, go preach that shit on Sundays.
Now, we also have the whole idea of evidence against God being taught, but it's actually not. There is no evidence against God.
How did your uneducated kind ever take Jerusalem?
God knows.
In fact, there is so much evidence for him, but the fact is, this evidence for God is not being treated as evidence. There is always a way for people to turn something that is evidence of intelligent design into not evidence by redefining what evidence actually is.
You can't actually be serious thinking that what you just said is a coherent thought.
So, okay, I could show you an apple, and I could teach a intelligent design viewpoint of this apple.
Just look at the flowers.
Apple, or I could teach a evolutionary viewpoint of this apple.
Derek, you're not qualified to teach the fundamentals of a fart.
So a lot of Christians are dealing with this, where we go through the education system and we've got this view in all these words and stuff.
Oh, everyone likes their own brand, don't they? This is magic.
In all these words and stuff being said.
In all these words and
Even
stuff being
Stink
said.
would say that stinks.
Us where we're just like, but everybody thinks this. But it's not that everybody thinks that, it's because our education systems are influenced by this idea. They're being led by this idea that there is no intelligent design. But scientifically, there is intelligent design.
Derek, you'd be worldwide rich, famous overnight if you could show us this evidence of your intelligence.
Like if we look at science, now it's no coincidence that the #1, the world's famous quantum physicist, I forgot his name.
So I'm going to go look up Nobel physicist, I forgot his name.
He studied quantum physics for 20 years, and then he won the Nobel Prize. And in his speech, he said all he can conclude is that there is an intelligence behind everything.
Hey, look, I went and did the work for you. And what's your point? I'm not surprised someone born in the Bible Belt in the early 1900s was religious. He also thought that the universe was built just for people.
That there is a God, basically. And there is a scientific impossibility that nothing can create life, because in science we see that life creates life.
Wow, Derek, stagnant water stinks deep. You just described something that no poet or philosopher can explain. There's no such thing as nothing, and life obviously doesn't come from it.
But the fact is, we can have very intelligent, very intellectual people in the education system, very impressive, genius maybe, they still have taken an emotional choice to teach a certain way and to think of the world in a certain way. You can have an emotional choice to believe in God, and that's going to lead you this way. That's going to lead you to all of the ways of thinking about life and everything in this way. You might even become like Aristotle or some of the great world thinkers that believed in God. When Aristotle said, "All that I know is that I know nothing."
Fourth graders know more about reality than Aristotle could have ever hoped to know. I'm not sure why you think an argument from authority or ignorance has any bearing at all.
And yet the atheistic group tries to pretend that all of the great famous world thinkers are atheists, but in fact they're not. And the atheists have even said sometimes, like Albert Einstein, he's like, "Stop quoting me as an atheist, I'm not an atheist."
So just to be clear, Einstein was an agnostic who did not believe in heaven or an afterlife, and I quote, "One life is enough for me."
Atheist. Even Darwin never said he was an atheist.
Charles Darwin was born in 1809 England. Of course he wasn't an atheist. The more he learned about the biodiversity of life, the less sense intelligent design made. So yes, he described himself as an agnostic.
And so it's basically what it is, what we don't understand. It's not called a religion, this way of thinking. It's not called faith, but it is faith. You're believing something that you have not seen. You have not seen evolution. You have not seen that there is no God. And so you're believing that there is no God.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No, actually, I don't understand a word that's coming out of your mouth. Did you just say I don't have any evidence of evolution? I have a crap ton, buddy. And are you saying I don't believe in God because you have no evidence of God? Yeah, I mean, maybe.
I've not seen God, but I believe in God, and I choose to believe God because I choose the yes in life. There's a yes in life and there's a no in life.
My logic is undeniable.
Yes, undeniable.
The yes in life is that we're here for a reason and that there's a God. That means that everything is happening, like even the next word out of my mouth matters, okay? That's how much everything matters. That's what I choose to believe. I have faith in that, okay? So if you believe in your instructors who said that the blah 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 did research about this and that, and you're believing them because you're still not seeing evidence of evolution, but
Derek, none of this is your fault, but could you indicate on the gingerbread man where the bad science touched you?
because you're still not seeing evidence of evolution, but you're believing it. I'm seeing evidence of creation and believing it because this is what I call evidence of creation. This is what you call evidence of evolution, but you happen to have the support, you happen to have the overwhelming majority of thinkers and people in the education system who have been influenced by mainly this group that I mentioned earlier. And so what I want to get down to is that this is a choice of the heart that humans have to make. I went through all that. I went through the education system. I went through a lot of pain. I went through negative experiences. And I chose still to believe in God and to believe.
Get no sympathy from me! You want sympathy? Look at the dictionary between shit and syphilis!
God and to believe in Jesus because I was making that choice first, and then I chose to seek the information and to seek the arguments and to seek everything, the way of thinking that aligned with that emotional decision.
And why would I want to lie to myself like an idiot?
You can choose the other way, and you can choose to say, okay, I need proof, even though I don't have proof of evolution.
I've already told you once, I have gigawatts of evidence.
Great Scott! What the hell is a gigawatt?
You're choosing an emotional way.
Okay, dude, I'm getting fucking confused. I'm choosing the emotional way, or you chose the emotional way?
That is your choice, but it's going to lead you down a different way of thinking.
Thinking different than you is the goal.
We're both the same in this way.
No, we're not.
And so that's our duty, that's our
I'm not really that interested in your duty.
freedom as humans, is we have the choice every day when we look at a tree. Are we going to see it as through the idea that God exists, or are we going to see it through the idea that he doesn't?
I'm sorry. It just Just look at the flowers, Lizzie.
And when problems happen in our lives, are we going to see them through the idea that God exists? He is an intelligent designer. We're all connected. We all matter. And so everything is going to be okay or not. He loves me. He loves me or not. He loves me. He loves me or not. He loves me. Okay. Is it going to be okay or not? So that's the thing. And we can choose to see it either way. And so we're constantly making this choice. This is our battle. Now, Jesus said that
We have no great war, no great depression. Our great war is a spiritual war.
Now, Jesus said that, he said, praise you, God. He praised the Father.
No, you can't make me sing.
Choking me here. And I have to sing this song, and then I see people.
Trembling Jesus, baby.
Your love is my light.
And you know without you there's a black hole in my life. Oh.
I wanna believe.
Revealed to little children, and yet it has been hidden from the ears of the wise and the learned. I want you to know that this choice to be an atheist is a choice that you're making.
Gee, thanks. I wasn't aware that it was a conscious decision for me to be an atheist. I'm glad you cleared that up for me, man. I was totally confused.
And I want you to know that you have been exposed to a lot more atheistic viewpoints than you have intelligent design viewpoints. What else?
Remember, you were the one who wanted to share this with atheists. Why? Why would you want to do that?
What I'm going to tell you is that, a lot of people say, oh, there's not enough evidence of Jesus. What if he even doesn't exist? So the very fact that there are maybe at least 17 historical accounts written by even atheists.
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're
About
wrong.
Jesus.
You're wrong.
Tells us that he exists. Now, it also tells us that he is God. It's so easy for a human to make a mistake. Think about him. If a human tells you that there's no way that they're not God, without sin, for a human to not make a mistake and to not be without sin. And so, if someone is able to say that they're God and live until they are crucified, until they are 35 years old, and have crowds follow them, that's the only way that he would be in those history books, is if he actually did become that famous and have crowds following him from city to city and people traveling miles to see him, and him being written in historical records through of his execution, his crucifixion. The only way that he could get to that point is if he was actually God, because people would find out very quickly if he wasn't, and crowds would not follow him unless there were miracles being happening.
Follow me! Let's go!
Happening. Is there any human on earth who can claim to be God and last a day? They will be found out very soon that they don't know the future. They don't know about every secret of your life. They cannot perform miracles. It's impossible to do that.
I totally agree.
Maintain a life and to maintain a crowd or disciples or something, because that's such a bold claim. If I claim that I'm a good person and that I have a lot to teach you, but I'm also, I have faults, I can get a lot of people to follow me. First of all, I don't have time to reply to every comment. And when I make a mistake, it's going to line up with my teaching that I'm still a good person, But if I claim that I'm God, if I make any mistake at all, they're going to see, wait, that's not God. This guy's
crazy. I'm going to be like a crazy person.
It's impossible to not make a mistake. So the very fact that he was mentioned by atheistic historians
Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
Shows that he's God. Not only did he exist. Okay. So
Jax wins.
Okay. So I hope this was a good message for you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you...
Please like, dislike, comment, share. I'll leave an email address in the description. Let me know if you want to see his other messages to atheists.